while I was mayor, we were in a big transition with the funding, and we actually did a community-wide funding, so I was trying to find out how your senior center is funded and all the activities and Meals on Wheels and other things, because I know the senior center is a really important place for people to come together and support each other and have fun together and look out for each other. And I know the Meals on Wheels has been at risk in the past. I currently am in the State House in my second term, and our Whitmore Lake Senior Center went through some really tough times. We lost Meals on Wheels up there when the federal cuts were done. So I'm really aware of the issues because I was the municipal representative when I was mayor on the board in the Saline Senior Center. So I wanted just to introduce myself and talk a little bit about why I'm running for Congress. As I mentioned, I do have a background of 24 years in public service, 20 of those years in Saline. I moved there with a young baby and got involved as a volunteer, and I know some of you are newer to the community, have some ideas on things that you'd like to see happen, and that's really what happened to me when I moved to Michigan 28 years ago. I was fortunate to get involved in the Saline community as a volunteer, and then was asked to look at running for council and as mayor, and I was nonpartisan for 20 years, but I have been I'm now a Democrat because I'm very concerned about a lot of the cuts and the support of things like Social Security and Medicare and the things that we need to be supporting all the people in our communities. And I've been seeing a lot of degradation of the support there. And so I'm very concerned about the Social Security in particular. I know you all are. And so we want to make sure that that is supported. And I've also been working on transportation and a lot of transit issues. I was just talking over here with Nancy about what we do in Saline for getting people to our, we have what's called demand response, and I don't know if you actually talked to the Milan folks, but the people mover is what they call themselves, and it is maybe something that you could contract with them, but it is a way to, I think it's really important that government can be a partner for success for nonprofits like your organization and for getting people supported in what they're doing. So I'm in my second term, like I mentioned, in the State House, and I'm running for Congress here. It's the 7th Congressional District, and like I said, I'm very concerned about what's been happening here in our economy, how a lot of our jobs are being outsourced, and what's happening in the future of our state. So it's a really important time for our country. And I think that my background is a financial, I had a background in finance and accounting was my first career, where I worked in Washington, D.C. And then most recently, I've been a commercial realtor, so I'm really familiar with economic development and helping small businesses and economic development, making sure we have strong, healthy communities with good paying jobs and a strong public education system and good infrastructure. So those are really key fundamental pieces that I think here in Michigan and in the country we've been lacking doing that investment, and so I'm here to work on your behalf, and I do have a great track record of listening to people, and I believe that we all work together, and when we work together we build a stronger community, and when we look out for each other we are more successful as a whole when we help one another. So that's really my fundamental values, and it's a great honor to have an opportunity to be your congressperson in DC. I did do a lot of advocacy because I had leadership roles while I was mayor in the state and federal issues. So I'm pretty familiar with the process, and I'm really excited. And I don't know if any of you have any quick questions. I know we're getting ready for lunch here shortly, and I wanted to come around and visit, so I don't know if that would be more appropriate than maybe if I could just come and visit each of your tables, and then we can talk and get to know each other a little better. But I do really appreciate the Senior Center. I'm really excited to see that you're having your 50-year anniversary. I was just saying, I think that's probably, you guys are probably one of the oldest senior centers in the state. That's quite impressive that your community came together 50 years ago and recognized how important it is for people to come together and share each other's company. That's actually how I got involved in politics, believe it or not, because when I moved to Saline, winters are pretty long here in Michigan, and I had a 9-month-old son, and I didn't know anybody. My husband got a job offer at a company that was just starting in Ann Arbor, so we moved here not knowing anybody, and it was winter, and I was with this baby, and I didn't know what to do, and I'm like, wow, and then there's nothing to do inside. So I would go to the mall, you know, with my baby and push the shopping stroller, you know, the stroller around. And finally I ran into another mom who had just moved because of her husband. And so we were pushing, you know, we bumped into each other and then we became fast friends. But it kind of got me thinking about the community. And so I was like, you know, we really need like a place to go inside where we could swim and, you know, play on a basketball court and do things like that. And so our one of my neighbors had offered or had come by to run for re-election for city council, and about a month before that, a business, some of you might know, R&B Tools, if you're familiar, it was one of our major businesses in Saline, had offered a $1 million challenge grant to the city to build a fitness center if we could match, if the city could match that $1 million in 6 months. And so I told this guy, I said, I think that's a really great idea, bringing people together, your friends and neighbors, you get to know each other better, and I think relationships are so important for success. And so the mayor called me the next day for lunch, and the next thing I know, they're saying, we want you to chair fundraising. And you guys, we were just, Nancy and I were just talking about fundraising, right? I had never done fundraising. I was new to Saline. I'd never even, I'd been there about a year. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't really know anybody. That's perfect, because you haven't made anybody mad yet, right? So that's really how I end up here today, is I had this great experience, and I know a lot of you, I've been on the board and, you know, giving back to your community, and what I learned from that is what a wonderful experience it is to work alongside your neighbors to build something positive. And that's really what I want to go to Washington and work alongside of all the people that represent all the communities around the country and work to solve our problems and not be so partisan. And so I think I personally have a lot of frustration with what's happening right now. I think that we definitely need to be supporting a better path for our young people to have a better future. I'm not getting any younger, and they need to be helping me be successful as I age, right? We all are in this together. So it's been a great honor and privilege to be representative of the people so far, and I'm hoping to be a representative in the 7th Congressional District. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.